Hey everyone, welcome back to John's Watch. Today I'm taking a look at the new Nintendo Switch remake of Live Alive. This game was released on Nintendo Switch on July 22nd, 2022. Its regular price is $64.99 Canadian, so I think that's probably 50, 55 US or regional equivalent. And it's developed by Historia Inc. and published by Nintendo. So this is a remake of an old, I think it was 1994, Super Famicom game called Live Alive, which was only released in Japan. It's never been released, the SNES version has never been released in English until this remake. So it's very cool. It's quite an obscure JRPG from the Super Famicom, which is now available in a remake in English. It's very exciting actually. And it's also been remade in the HD 2D graphic style, a bit like Octopath Traveler if you've seen that. And so just before we get into it, I just want to say thank you very much to Nintendo for sending me a review code for this. Really appreciate it. I was very interested in checking this one out. So the game's a little bit unique. It's a super unique game, honestly. It's, instead of being, one big story where you play as the same people the whole way through, it is divided into 7 different chapters, different eras, and they're just self-contained stories that you play through those chapters in. So here we go. We can see the this is the chapter select if we just went to a brand new game. I'm not going to be doing a new game. I've been playing this a fair bit, so I'll be hopping into that. I just wanted to show these are all the different eras, different genres you can play, and they do vary quite a bit in difficulty, in length. I have been following a walkthrough for this because it's a Super Famicom JRPG. It's like a little bit obscure in places. The remakes definitely helped it be a little less obscure in some ways, but in other ways you do want to follow a walkthrough for it, which is what I've been doing, and it's been working very well. So if we load up my game, you can see I have spent 8 hours and 7 minutes in it. Quite a lot of time in it, honestly, more than I was expecting. If you look to the right here of the one that's highlighted, there's the 2 little icons above those characters. It's like a little meat on a bone and a futuristic looking claw or something. That just means that I have cleared the prehistoric chapter and the distant future chapter. In the guide I've been following, it recommends playing in a specific order. Like, you don't really have to, but when I first started playing, I just picked the one that sounded interesting to me, and I was so completely lost. It was a really bad one for me to try and start with. So you don't need to follow the playing order, but I'm finding it's helping me quite a bit. Starting with prehistoric was a great way of learning kind of the basics of the game, because that one is very much just a compressed JRPG. Distant Future was a lot of talking. It had 1 fight in it, but it was just a lore dump. So that was also not a good one to start with. And now I'm partway through the Imperial China one. I thought this would be a good place to do the video because I think there should be minimal story in this part. It should be mostly the combat, which I think is going to be good. You can see in the bottom right, there's a little, not quite a mini-map, they call it a radar. It's got the objective on it, which is the orange flag up there. And it's also got kind of entrances and exits, which is the little blue diamond. Very, very helpful. If you, obviously the Super Famicom version did not have that, but you do have the option of turning that off in game settings. You can just turn display radar to off. So if you wanted the more hardcore, original style of game, you can turn it off, but I love having it on. It makes it so I don't have to follow the walkthrough for every single thing. But yeah, this is my party. We'll go ahead and maybe I have to fight these guys. It does have English and Japanese voices. I've got it on Japanese because it's a Japanese game. Okay, great. Just going right into a encounter, a combat encounter. Basically, we're just trying to break into this temple, I guess. And I'm pretty sure we just have a bunch of combat to go through, which is perfect. So I am controlling Earthen Heart Shifu right now. I can use all his attacks. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Oh, look, he's vulnerable to that one. That's the one I'm going to be picking. Each move has a different attack radius kind of thing. So we're going to be going with this one, and I think I'll also back away when I do this one. Shifu is very strong, so I think we'll probably one-shot this guy. Yes. Yes, very strong. And this is my disciple. I don't think she has anything that will quite reach. She's very close with that Kingfisher's Tantrum. So I think if we go like here and here, Kingfisher's Tantrum will hit, but he is resistant. Let's just give it a go. Oh, she's charging it right now, so she's not going to get to hit it. Shifu's just going to kill him here. Which is fine, he's the strongest one right now. He's max level, he's not getting any experience. But Lake Hugo's still getting a little bit. Okay, so that was it. The enemies are dead. Let's go through here. Uh-oh, loads of people here. I do have some good AoE attacks. I think I can get rid of them. We'll see. Uh-oh. Yeah, I have noticed that the subtitles are a little bit off sometimes. Because, I mean, the first thing he said there was bastard, which is not, it's him. So they've definitely gone quite loose with the translation. And like, I don't understand everything they say. I'm not that good with Japanese, but sometimes they'll like have like a huge like text box and they'll have said like one thing in Japanese. I'm like, that's not quite matching up. You get the idea. It's just weird that they didn't like match it up exactly. Yeah, I think we are actually gonna have to fight all these guys. I really love the HD 2D art style. I found the depth of field in this is very aggressive. You might have noticed when we like the camera moved back and forth there, that the depth of field was just very, very aggressive. I think we're gonna do Wise Fox's Grace because that is a nice big AoE, which will probably one-shot all of these. Beautiful. She also has Wise Fox Grace. She's not gonna hit many there though. So maybe we'll just Monkey's Withdrawal until kind of more of them moving closer. I don't think this combat is going to be very difficult. I think I have to do like 7 or 8 combats scenarios now. Probably just Withdrawal, yeah. So they will get harder than this. And like I said, the different scenarios, different eras have different differing levels of difficulty. The prehistoric one is like probably the most traditional JRPG style one, and it had some very easy parts, it had some very difficult parts, it had the option of grinding, which like some of these do not have. You can also move the character around. I just moved him there. Oh look, she even countered, that's perfect. Done. And they'll heal after each encounter, so I don't have to worry about them getting too low during these fights. Okay, let's do a little save here. Luckily you can save pretty much anywhere. I really like that. Lovely. We talk to this guy, let's just... Oh, we are fighting him. This might be an optional one I didn't have to do because he wasn't the map marker. But I don't think it's going to be difficult. Chipmunk's Delight! Oh, he's a little bit tougher actually. Not too bad. I think she can probably also Chipmunk's Delight him. Yep. She's pretty strong. She's my disciple. She's gonna surpass Master Shifu soon. Earth and Heart Shifu. Just gonna finish him off with a Chipmunk's Delight. I will also say the different scenarios have varying different levels of quality as well as difficulty and playtime. So far, like this is only the 3rd out of 7 that I've played. I have found this scenario, this era chapter, easily my favorite so far. Prehistoric was okay. There was kind of a gimmick with it where it was before language had been invented, so none of the characters spoke English or anything, or Japanese. They would just do grunts and sounds like that. And that, like the sounds, really got grinded my gears after a while. And also, it took them so long to convey things in cutscenes. Like, there was one cutscene I remember where a character is hungry, and you know, it showed the character and it did like a little speech bubble above her head with like meat. I was like, okay, she's hungry. And it took something like 2 minutes for them to convey this through the cutscene. So prehistoric, I actually ended up skipping through some of the cutscenes sometime. The same with some distant future ones, which was the second chapter I played. Just very weird pacing, I guess. Lots of long, drawn-out segments, which were like sort of atmospheric because we're in space, but really could have been sped up. So I think they might have gone a little bit too close to, or yeah, a little bit too faithful to the original. Uh-oh. So we're gonna have to fight some tigers. Yeah, I think they kept the pacing of the 1994 game, which probably worked fine in 1994, but I don't think it works as well in 2022. It definitely doesn't, because I got a bit frustrated with some of the... Here we go. Yeah, with a couple of the scenarios. But so far, this one's been really good. This one's been my favorite so far. And I think lots of different people have different favorites. Ooh, Serpent Strike. Can't tell if he's vulnerable to any of these. Let's try that one. I think we might be able to get him with Wise Fox's Grace. Oh, beautiful. I think I also have a bunch of consumables if I need to heal and stuff. I don't think any of my people have healing abilities. Let's just fight these guys as well. We can save after. Yeah, because it is like a remake of a 1994 game. If you get a game over, like if you're... I think it's if all your characters faint or die in a battle, then you just go back to the main menu and you have to load up the last time you saved, so definitely a good idea to save quite a bit. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, you might be able to figure out like how the turn order works underneath their health bar. The health bar is the light blue one. You've got that yellow bar. I don't remember what they call it, but it's just like it moves up a little bit each turn, and when yours fills up, that's when you get to take your turn. It's probably clear. I think it's fairly self-explanatory. Okay, we'll fight this guy as well. The music you're hearing is getting a little bit repetitive, but the music in this game is actually tremendous. Like shockingly, surprisingly good. Even like the prehistoric one, I wasn't expecting the music to be good, and like the first time like I got out into like the open world, it was just amazing. I was just shocked at how good it was. So yeah, just really, really good music. All three chapters have had great music. Even though this one is looping quite a bit and getting a bit repetitive. But that's just because it's this area's music, I guess. This temple's track. Yeah, the whole soundtrack's been amazing. Hey, she leveled up. Oh, she got a new move, good. I think it said in the guide she gets like her best move at like level 13 or 16. I don't know if we're gonna get there. I don't know if it was expecting us to grind a little bit before we went in here. I didn't want to do that. It's kind of hard to want to grind in a chapter that might only take you like 2 hours. Like Distant Future, I think the whole thing is like an hour 40 or something like that. Prehistoric, I think I spent 3 to 4 hours in it. And I think Imperial China I've spent... I'm probably getting close to about 3 hours in it now, maybe 2 hours. Monkey's Withdrawal! Wham! Oh, he's just stepped into Monkey's Withdrawal? I don't think so. You can actually just move up and monkey him. Wham, beautiful. She does more damage than Shifu now. Well done. Yeah, please give me more variety of music in here soon. Oh god, a tiger. I guess there's the option of grinding in here if you wanted to. I'm not going to, because that would be ridiculous. Was he weak too? I don't know if we had... Oh, Traveler's First Step. Oh. She might be able to... What? We got a crit and he still got it. Oh. Never mind, we're fine. She goes here. I think she might hit it, yeah. Wham. But yeah, I'm enjoying this more than I thought I was going to. I was not feeling great about it in the prehistoric chapter because I thought it was just like okay. I was kind of meh about the pacing in Distant Future, and I thought I would give it one more chapter. And then this one's kind of really turned my opinion on it around. I think I'm gonna finish playing it at some point. I'm playing something else right now, but once I'm done that, I think I'm gonna keep playing this in the evenings on my Switch. She hit with... Where's her really long one? I think it's that one. She's not gonna hit with that. Or here? He's moved out of the way. Okay, we'll Serpent Strike him. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish playing it in my spare time because I'm interested in what some of the other chapters are. And people all say they have different favorite chapters. I think Wild West is quite like a favorite, so I'm interested in doing that one. Ooh, some equipment. Yes, let's go check our equipments. I love that we've got the recommended equipment button there. Oh, there we go. We got new boots for her. A little save there. A lot of saving. And actually, I was so impressed with this chapter. I actually downloaded the an English translation of the Super Famicom version and put it on my Super Famicom Mini. So I'm interested in looking at the original version as well. Because I mean, they say this is a remake. It's like it's closer to being between a remake and a remaster. It's still, like I said, like the pacing and stuff still feels like a very 1994 game. So I think it would still play like very well on like an SNES or whatever. Like obviously they've added, the graphics are a little bit better in this. They've added the radar, which is extremely helpful. It's widescreen, it's 16:9 instead of 4:3. But otherwise it does feel a little, I don't know, it feels a lot too close to the original version. It doesn't feel like it's been as modernized as it should have been, in my opinion. Likes flight. Oh, beautiful. Didn't even have to do anything with her. Hiya. Bunch more items we can grab in here. And honestly, I think that's probably good for the video, really. I don't want to go too story heavy in this, because the stories are actually quite good. Prehistoric wasn't a great story. Didn't actually want to fight anyone. We'll just come back here. But Distant Future, while not like the most fun chapter to play, was a pretty cool story, honestly. Whereas this one's been like a fine story, but a lot more fun to play. So it is very interesting. It's very unique. You've got all these different chapters that play very differently. It's not like Octopath where you're like playing different characters, but it still felt like you were playing like very similar gameplay. This feels quite different in some ways. Like one of the chapters, like there's no walking around like this or anything. It's just like you fight 5 bosses and that's the chapter. I just think it's cool that you've got all these different varieties of games in one game. So yeah, I'm mostly very impressed with it. I like the pricing. It's not normal Nintendo pricing, which is quite good. It doesn't have the normal Nintendo tax where it'll be 60 US forever and ever and ever. it's already below that, it might go on sale, that's great. The art style's very good, apart from some slight depth of field issues sometimes, and it's like not quite as modern as I would have wanted a remake to be, but overall, really enjoying this. I think it's cool. And like I said, just great that it was quite an obscure Japan-only game for years and years, and now you can play it in English on your Switch. I like that. There you go, that was a look at Live Alive on Nintendo Switch. Thank you guys very much for watching. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!